gotta, 1 second. Oh man, I was gonna try to use this, but daggone thing it's too small. Let me see, man. Put this in there. Nah, it's all good. I won't even use it. Huh? We're preaching the word. Alright. Yeah. Alright, first and foremost, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone that rule well and teach well and sincerity taught us this truth. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves in the laws, commandments, and statutes, alright, sincerely, with the right intentions, okay? That is what you know as the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashawan Kadash. It's the proper language. Let's go to Matthew 28 and 19. Because if the brothers, if they not coming in this right way, they're not coming in those names, and they're not coming in the right spirit. This is Matthew 28:19. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. All right, at the end of the day, point blank period, no other way around. Okay? You gotta come in the right names, you gotta come in the right vibration, you gotta come with the right doctrine. Now, as what you see behind me is the 12 tribes, right? Okay? And it's been, you know, controversy lately on a certain group trying to change the 12 tribes chart, right? And that's totally incorrect. These guys coming and saying that who created it, High Priest Ariyah, who created it, saying that it was he said it was a lie or something like that. Nah, that's false, man. Okay? He never said that. Alright? So you're putting words in his mouth that was never said. Therefore, you are what? You are lying on your brother. You bearing false witness. Alright? Thou shalt not lie. Okay? The chart that we have is 100% correct. The bulk of the tribes is in these locations. Alright? The bulk of the tribes is in these locations which we know of. Okay? Judah, the so-called American blacks are mainly in where? In America. That's why they're the so-called American blacks, the Negroes. Okay? Benjamin, which is your, so-called West Indians. Alright, where are they at? Jamaica, Trinidad, alright, the islands, the Caribbean. This is where they at predominantly. Okay? Levi, which is your Haitians, they're predominantly in Haiti, and then, around in that area. Now, yes, indeed, certain tribes may be spread out. Hey, we are scattered around the entire planet. But predominantly, a large congregation of that tribe is in these areas which are located on the chart. Okay? Semi, which is your so-called Dominicans. Where are they at? Predominantly, a large congregation of them is in the DR, Dominican Republic. Right? There's no way around this, man. Okay? Zebulon, Guatemalans to Panamanians. Where are they at? Guatemala and Panama. Okay? Now, yeah, there could be in other areas, like Ephraim, Puerto Ricans. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans in Florida. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans everywhere, but majority, a congregation, a large group of them is in Puerto Rico. All right, the rich port. Puerto Rico. So that's Ephraim. Manasseh, the Cubans. It's a country called Cuba. This is where they're predominantly at in these last days, according to Genesis, the 49th chapter. Right? So you can't go and just make up willy-nilly charts on your own, man. And the spirit ain't moving with you and dealing with you. The spirit, a demon jumped on that guy to go forth and group in all the Japhetic tribes and say that they whatever tribe that you saying they are, when they not. Okay? These Japhetic tribes, Polynesians of the lineage of Japheth, are not Israelites, man. They're not Israelites. Get the fuck out of here. Right? Yeah. Native Americans. Where are they at? Predominantly, they in North America, Canada, these areas. Yeah, it could be a Native American in Africa, or it could be a Native American in China, or wherever. Yeah, we scattered, we spread out, most definitely. But where did you find out about Cherokee tribes, Blackfoot, Chickasaw, Mississippians, Californians? Where did you find out about those tribes at? Where were they mostly at? In America. All right? Reuben, Seminole Indians. Where were they predominantly at? Florida. And then also relocated to Oklahoma. This is where a large group of this tribe was. Right? Naphtali. Argentina's the Chileans. So that's letting you know where they at. Predominantly. Now, a Naphtali brother could walk up to me right now and be like, oh, I'm of that tribe. My family may go back to Argentina or Chile. You know? When we were relocated during the transatlantic slavery, this is, and let's get a scripture on the scattering. All right. But you had Northern Kingdom also being took from over here and sent to Europe, sent to Spain, that's Europe, sent to different places across the planet. All right? You had all this going on. It was several different aspects of the trade, of the slave trade. It wasn't just Negroes going to America. All right, let's go to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, of course. A second. Because for somebody to go and take the chart and knock it down, when you've been using the chart for years, meaning you've been going off for years, is this what you're saying? How is the chart wrong now? Right? This is Deuteronomy 28 and 63. And it shall come to pass that as Yahawah rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so Yahawah will rejoice over you to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither you go up to possess it. So we won't be in the land of Israel anymore. We won't be dwelling in that land anymore, harvesting and reaping and sowing and enjoying the fruits of our labor. Okay? 64. And Yahawah shall scatter thee, scatter, to separate, to disperse. Take some sand, pick it up, let it go. You scattered it. It's everywhere. It's going everywhere. You got grains of that sand that might be over there because the wind. All right? It's a great scattering that happened. Okay? And Yahawah shall scatter thee among all people. All people, that's all nations. So we shall be scattered amongst all people. From the one end of the earth, even unto the other. From Australia to Alaska, man. All right? From Russia all the way down to Chile. North, west, south, east, the four winds. From one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods. You got Israelites that took on Islam, Buddhism, all right, Hinduism. You got Israelites that took on all these different types of forms of false gods. and they don't truly know who they are. What the hell? All right. And Yahawah shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth, even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone, graven images, building up pyramids, building images, building statues, building golden calves, right? Things along that nature. It's all going back to that spirit of the golden calf, right? And I know the light kind of trash over there. Wait a second. All right, that's better. It's locked. So we were scattered. We were spread out everywhere. You know what I'm saying? All over the planet. 4 winds. Let's go to Matthew 24 and 31. Matthew 24 and 31. Now let's start at 29. Immediately after the tribulation, Jacob's trouble. Of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall shake. The kingdoms, these rulerships, these governing bodies. All right, this kingdom shall fall. The stars is talking about nukes, ICBM missiles coming down, hitting this place, destroying it, shaking it. Immediately after Jacob's trouble. This is letting you Israelites know that you have to go through Jacob's trouble. You have to partake. You have to suffer. You have to go through it. It's a tribulation. It's to try you. It's a trial. Right? The sun shall be darkened and the moon shall not give her light. Wisdom. Wisdom shall no longer be on this place. Understanding. It should be done. This kingdom has been made bare. As Jeremiah, 49 and 10 or 48 and 10. All right, Esau has been made bare. So this kingdom is being brought down low, revealed, naked, vulnerable, right? In all these type of ways. Okay? Verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And who is that? That's Yahawashi. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So Yahawashi is going to appear in the clouds, in a chariot, cracking the clouds, appearing, destroying these devils, destroying this nation, destroying this place, man. All right, everywhere you look, it's bacon on the food, it's homosexuality everywhere, adultery. Alright, kids being taught witchcraft, wickedness. All this stuff is taking place in America. Okay? It's no order. The women are not in order. You have harlots all on the internet. A woman can get on OnlyFans and make $1 million a week, but a hard-working man has to go to work 10 hours a day and barely making chump change enough to feed his family. And you think that this nation is a good nation? No. Alright? Foolishness shall be in great dignity. Alright? This place is wicked. It has no purpose on the face of this planet, man. Okay? It needs to be destroyed. Once again, OnlyFans, I posted that on my page recently this week. This OnlyFans model made $43 million, and she said that God is happy for her success. No, bitch, God is setting you up for destruction. Alright? You getting on here showing your ass, showing your feet, showing whatever, the private parts of your body that's supposed to be private, because they private parts. I think it's in the word, right? But you want to show it to everybody, and it's a perverse way. It's a crooked way. It's not the way that the Most High set up. So that's blasphemy, saying that the Most High is happy for your success. No, and that's the thing in the scriptures. It says, you know, don't worry about how the wicked shall be punished, just how the righteous shall be saved. So we don't worry about them. You let them go on and make all the money they're gonna make. You let them go on and keep robbing, stealing, killing, unalive, doing whatever. All right, SCX trafficking, whatever it may be. They do all that. They get away with it. Great. but they're not going to get away with it at the end of the day. They could be preserved for judgment. If any brothers on here, I think that's in Peter. I might get it later if the Spirit brings me to it. So, once again, Matthew 28 and 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, the chariots, right? And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Now I want to go over the 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, because it goes into it more specific, how Yahawashi is going to appear. He's not coming with peace. He's not coming to talk. He's not coming to have a meeting or none of that. All right, Yahawashi is coming with the sword to rain down and destroy this place, man. Okay? So let's go to 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. Starting at the top. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled. To look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. All these nations shall wail because of the coming of the Son of Man, of Yahawashi. All right? Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham, you brothers. Shalawam. All right? So all these tribes, all these nations, every nation, 18 nations, right, shall wail and shall cry. Only the elect and the remnant will love his appearing, because you got people of our nation that's going to wail and that's going to cry when Yahawashi appears on the scene. Okay? These guys that's not right, that's being exposed. All right? We have a certain captain. Oh, nah, my bad. He's a general who's been exposed for molesting kids in the 90s. And his congregation is like, oh, it's okay. He feeds the community. He clothes and feeds the community. Like philanthropy is something that we're supposed to be doing. The scriptures openly speaks about if you give to somebody, know who you give it to. Don't give to a sinner. All right? You're supposed to give to the brotherhood. You're supposed to help the brotherhood. Everybody is not of that. Everybody in the community is not of that. You may be supporting and funding a sinner. All right, at the end of the day, I don't want to give no money and no food to a sinner and his family. Fuck him and his family. A 2/3 that doesn't love Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. If you join hand in hand with the wicked, you shall not go unpunished. So therefore, know who you give to. All right, now keeping it going. Yahawashi will appear, and all the nations of the earth will wail and will cry. Verse 4. 2nd Esdras 13 and 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth falleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So World War III will be taking place, and all these nations that were fighting one another will join together and go at Yahawashi to no avail. 1 hour they will be destroyed. Understanding that, it's no point. It's no point. And they will fear with great fear, but a spirit will be cast on them to fight Yahawashi. So regardless, if you wanted to get out of the situation, you can't. Because what is Yahawah? He's the father of spirits. He can put a spirit on you to make that happen, man. Okay? He can torment you in so many different type of ways. Boy, you better fear him. Man, I was last night I was asleep and I had like a little nightmare, man. And and the nightmare was like this frog. Hey, real crazy. This frog jumped on my shoulder. And bro, I woke up and I still felt the frog on my shoulder, and I jumped up out the bed, bro, and I immediately got down on my knees and started praying. You know? So understanding that, regardless, man, hey, he's the king of terrors. I don't really understand what it means. I might try to break it down later on, but it was Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi's power is whatever. You ought to always fear him. Don't ever think that you good. Don't ever think that you good. Never. Don't ever get complacent in the spirit, like, oh, I'm elect, I'm gonna make it, I'm chosen. Man, nah. Everybody that got chosen, that you call yourself chosen, you not, you probably most likely gonna be destroyed. Okay? Scriptures say, dare not to make myself of that number. This is how Yahawah wants it. We down here trying to be pick-me's. We hoping to be picked. All right? We are hopeful. We do not know, no matter how well we break scriptures down or whatever it be, we are still clueless to who is the elect. All right? Verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men, I'm going to read it again, out of number from the four winds of heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. Now that's a chariot. What you know is a cloud. But it was so big, it's just gigantic, man. All right, and those so-called scientists, because they really ain't scientists, man. All right, remember ISUPK told us to trust in the science? What the fuck is y'all talking? What do y'all be talking about, man? What they be on over there? Trust in the science. No, man, we trust in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Okay? We don't trust in the science that tells us the earth is billions and trillions of years old, when we go to the scriptures and find out that the earth is really around 12,000 to 13,000 years old. Okay? So you trusting in the science, you over here looking stupid, man. Alright? Verse 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up unto it. But I would have seen the region or place without the hill was graven, and I could not. This is how large the chariot is. So once again, getting back to my point, those so-called scientists said that they saw a fathership. Of course, they call it a mothership, but we know it's a fathership, because even that mothership BS is feminism. You're pushing that woman being dominant in that aspect. No, it's a fathership. Okay? So they saw the fathership. It was huge. They said it was bigger than the earth. Bigger than the earth. Right? So understand how Yahawashi is coming. This is what it's talking about. Right? And verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. They had that spirit placed upon them to fight our king and to fight the Halalyam. All right? And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. He don't got to. His garments is going to be bloody, but no blood will touch him. Understanding what that means, man. All right? Representation of how much destruction and chaos, but really order. Because chaos means, you know, no order, but really chaos in the Edomites' eyes, but order in our eyes, because it's reestablishing order by taking this wicked devil down, man. All right? At the end of the day, Salaki, they're going to stand, man. Okay? So order. And you have to bring that sword to purge out, to clean out. Before you, let's say before you move into a house, ain't you gonna fumigate it to make sure that ain't no insects and bugs in there? If it's not brand new, you want to get everything that's unclean up out of there. This is what's gonna happen. This is why I did a lesson earlier this week talking about no remorse. We will feel no remorse. You gotta go. Your kids gotta go. Your 5-month-old gotta go. Okay, fuck them. And that may sound harsh to the person that's unlearned, has no wisdom, but you don't understand what time we are in. All right? Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi is about to purge this place, clean up this place. Any unclean, wicked, demonic person that ain't right of his nation. All right? You don't want to get right. You don't want to bow down to Yahawashi. Matter of fact, real quick, let's go to Luke 19 and 27. Because it's not playtime, man. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them. You don't want Yahawashi to reign over you. Bring hither and slay them before me. And all these guys that have been exposed, you fall into that category. You speak against Paul, who was taught by Yahawashi. You speak against, you say the book of Esther is not canon, when it's just straight history. So what is wrong with you? You're going against the scriptures, the 80 books. You say Paul's letters are not authoritative, when really Paul, most of the time, is speaking from the law. So therefore, you hate the law. If you hate what Paul was speaking, you hate the law. And you hate Yahawashi because you hate his teachers. You hate the apostles. Peter co-signed Paul. He said, Paul, good. All right? So you going against Peter as well. This is why you can't, man. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You are questioning and going back and forth with this and that when you really just a babe. And we know, man, we talking about the Pegatron, and it's not just him. It's many other brothers. It's so many other brothers in wicked camps that speak these type of things, that speak these type of heresies, these type of doctrines, blasphemy. You speaking against the prophets, you scoffing and mocking. You can fall into that 1 Peter, 3:3. You know, 1 second, let's get it. Not 3:3. 1 Peter 2:3. Or 2:2. Slocky. 1 second, I'm gonna look it up. I basically loosely quoting. In the last days, scoffers and mockers. 1 Peter 3:3. I said that. Oh, 2 Peter 3:3. You know, so many scriptures in the head right now. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. So your flesh has took over you. You moving off the flesh. And more so, you moving off of emotion. Emotion. You're a very emotional type creature. Making you what? Effeminate. In the way, moving like a woman. Okay? Men don't move that type of way. Men sit back, observe, and make a good, stable analysis, and then come through with that wisdom. Come through with that understanding. Wise men, at least. Foolish men, as the scriptures say, a foolish man tells you his whole mind. He tells you his whole heart. He speaks everything. He gonna let you know everything, man. What he ate today, what he about to do, how much money he got. A foolish man gonna let you know his money by his whip, by his car. He gonna have the rims on and shit, the 18s, 15s in the back. He gonna let you know he just got paid. All right. A wise man, hey, might look bummy, you know, but bank account might be good. Savings might be good. We might be okay. A wise man ain't about to let you know everything that's going on with his life, because he's moving on some type of kind of worth, man. A better understanding, you know. And we ain't out here, men ain't out here trying to appeal to the world. And that what's the world gonna give to us? We done lived that life. We done been in the world. We done moved around in the streets. We done messed with the 304s, man. We done did all that shit. You men should be above that. And for you young brothers, if you ain't had that life yet, you 19, you 18, well, fuck that shit. We telling you right now, it's nothing out there for you, bro. It's nothing out there but women that's just gonna play around, all right? These guys claiming they your homies and shit, they not real, okay? It's not out for you. What's here for you is these scriptures, this understanding. Stay in these scriptures. Get your mind right with Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, okay? It's nothing out there in the world for you, all right? So let's keep it going. Back to 2nd Esdras 13:10. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and temperance. You talking about Dragon Ball Z? You talking about Nappa sending a racer cannon, or is that Raccoon? I don't know, whichever one, sending energy out of his mouth. This is Yahawashi. This is what the scriptures is talking about. All right, Frieza or Krillin making a destructo disc and sending it at your ass. Real energy. We will be able to do that having those type of bodies. Being able to create energy out of midair, out of nothing. Okay? So, that's it. created energy out of nothing. Kamehameha waves. Brothers like, oh no, that's sci-fi, bro. What you talking about? We will have control over all the elements. We will have, yo, you ain't gonna be like Yahawashi. Scriptures say joint heirs. The scriptures say we will have that same body. It would change us from these vile bodies. And this is the thing, you women and you dudes, you try to uplift this body. It's a vile body. What's vile mean? Disgusting. I detest. I corrupt, foul, manipulated, tainted, right? What else do you need? It's a vile body. This is a wicked body. You gotta battle this body over and over, man. You battling with the flesh. So these guys that are subject to their flesh, that let their flesh take over, and they do certain things that seem perverse, that is perverse, it don't seem, it is perverse, things that no real man has no business doing. And you try to hide it under the rug, but it get exposed. Okay? Let's go back to Matthew. Matter of fact, I got it in the scriptures. Let's go back to Matthew 24 and 31. And he shall send his angels, Yahawashi, sending his troops. He shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So that's letting you know how did that happen? Because going back to my previous point, we were scattered. So coming all the way back to the chart. All right, brothers being scattered. Now, as the scriptures say, I'm gonna just loosely quote it. Judah and Israel shall be persecuted together. We shall be in captivity together. The only time we was together was northern and southern kingdom under King David, under King Solomon. And we were not persecuted. We were not in captivity, right? Because northern kingdom went into Assyrian captivity first, right? They were took, and then they saw it upon themselves to come to America, or a place named Osiris. It's America, the Americas, Northern America, Southern America, right? And then Southern Kingdom, about 100 years later, went into Babylonian captivity under the Babylonians, right? And they went into Medo-Persia captivity, and then under Greek captivity, and then under Roman captivity when Yahawashi appeared. So that whole time, Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom was not persecuted together. All right? Because after all of that, after the Roman captivity, 70 AD, where did we go? Where did a lot of Israelites go? They flee unto Africa, which you would know as Negro land or the Kingdom of Judah. Okay, and then you had a lot of brothers also be in Rome, or be in Spain, be in France, etc., etc. All right, would eventually become Moors, would eventually, become all these other sects, all these other things that we know as. All right, and we will eventually rule under the Byzantine Empire. It will be Jake ruling in the so-called Dark Ages. They called it the Dark Ages like it was nothing going on. No, it was Jake ruling and you try to cover it up. That's what's going on. There was something going on. All right, we were ruling. It was greatness. Okay? But not greatness in the eyes of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, because what? We were going off. We were under Islam. We were under these different type of religions. Going back to Deuteronomy 28:64. Worshiping false gods, wood and stone. All right? That your fathers didn't know. So we wasn't worshiping our power. So eventually, it shall come to naught. That's why he allowed these cavemen to rise up out of those caves and come down with that black death, that plague. Every way that the Edomites came in, all they did was disease, disease, disease. Okay, the brothers in Chicago was just talking about this, man, yesterday. All right? They'd shake your hand, you would get sick, and then you like, damn, what the fuck? He must be a god. Because that's what some of the tribes thought. That this was like a god coming in, because you touch you when you would get sick. He gotta have some kind of special powers. No, he just nasty as a motherfucker. Alright? He just nasty. He carry all type of diseases, sicknesses because he don't know how to bathe and clean his ass. A true caveman. You know what I'm saying? That's what he is. In his natural habitat. But trust me, Esau, we're going to get you back to your natural habitat in the kingdom, man. Alright? When you're going to be in pits. Okay? Let's get, matter of fact, in that 2 Peter 3 and 10, going down a little bit. But the day of Yahawah, the day of the Lord, will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away. Kingdoms. These kingdoms shall fall. These mountains shall fall. This place shall burn with fervent heat. Literally, concrete turning to liquid. Literally, everything being burnt up. McDonald's right here, no more. We will never have to see that damn golden arch again. And that arch, I believe, if I'm not wrong, it go back to, dang, what was that? I think it's Babylon. It go back to some type of witchcraft. This damn golden arch. It's the arch of Baal. Yeah, it's the arch of Baal. Alright, this golden arch. They fed over 1 billion, right? It's the arch of Baal. Okay? And Lord willing, Spirit, stay on me to do a lesson on that later on this week. Alright? But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. You got our people down here trying to start businesses and things like that. Hey, your brothers got businesses and all of that. Do what you can. You know, get your money. All right, as long as you're keeping the Lord first and foremost in your life. All right, that's most important. You know, if you can get your business and do your thing and make your captivity easier, hey, you winning, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, them curses still gonna kick our ass at the end of the day. Trust and believe that. So it ain't gonna be no, because you still gotta pay the taxes. You still gotta pay the business tax. All of that. All that type of stuff that come with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing wrong with having a business. Alright? It's nothing wrong at all. Understanding that. Look like that bitch. That look like my old supervisor, man. Anyway. I beat the case. Let me stop. Man. But it's nothing wrong with having businesses and things of that nature. But once again, all these works shall pass away. Because what we really looking for is the kingdom. Okay? We really looking for land in the kingdom. Mansions, servants, handmaids, our wives in the kingdom, our kids in the kingdom, that everlasting body. Right? Having that understanding, having true wisdom. Not having to wrestle against this wicked flesh anymore. You know? So that's what we're looking for. And if you're not looking for this place to melt and burn away with fervent heat, then you most likely not of the elect. If you don't want America to be destroyed, you most likely not of the elect, bro. Alright, it's not for you. Verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasten unto the coming of the day. Hasten! Not no 1,000 years away. You are hastening. You are hoping. You are praying. Every single day throwing curses up. Praying that this place is destroyed. You know, praying that the prophecies come to pass faster. We know the MOTB has to be mandatory because the MOTB is already here. But it has to be mandatory. It's just some clowns don't understand what the MOTB is. It's not sin. It's not white women. Shoot. Brothers like, I like white women. There ain't no sin, bro. That's a concubine. Alright? There's nothing wrong with an Edomite female. Alright? But it's not the MOTB, man. Okay? The MOTB is supposed to be in a currency system. It's supposed to be an MARK, a charagma, which is inserted, alright, to be used to buy or sell. You got your cards, you go and do the Apple Pay, the Google Pay, or you just take your card and you do tap. Just tap, right? You do all that, where it's gonna be placed into your right hand, and you just got to go like that now. But y'all some niggas. Y'all niggas, if y'all really can't see that shit, like, what the fuck? I'm like, honestly, man. How can you see that? How can you not see it? They're just gonna take the little C-hip that's in the card, and they're just gonna put it in your wrist, and it's gonna be smaller. But you can't see that shit? It really pissed you off, like, really, man. These guys is dummies, all right? So we hastening that day. We want that to come to pass sooner and quicker. We want it to happen tomorrow, yesterday, right? Like we said, they already here. It's people that already have the C-hip in their wrist. If you go to Sweden, that place is damn near, it's no cash. Sweden, a heavy Edomite nation, it's damn near no cash. It's all digital, right? They are the leading country for digital, okay? So that digital system is practiced there. And also in China with the social credit score system, it's practiced there. These are things that they want to bring over to Babylon the Great, and they will eventually bring over to Babylon the Great. They are just building the infrastructure. Now with Trump taking $500 billion to get the AI up, Elon, right? You know, doing what he does with the AI, with the all his damn, he got 5 companies that are $5 billion companies, man. All right, this man is the richest man in the world, but he's also the dumbest and the stupidest man in the world, because he's the #1 dude that's going against Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, and those elites that are with him. Okay, all these guys that feel like they can go against the Heavenly Father. So, yeah, you may be rich and you may have worldly wisdom. You may know how to make $1 million here, $1 billion there. What that got to do with anything? Let's get that scripture real quick. It's better to be a poor wise child than a what? Than an old foolish king. This is Ecclesiastes 4:13. Better is a poor and a wise child than an old and foolish king who will no more be admonished. So it's better to be us. All right? It's better to be us. Poverty. Living in areas, you know, what they call undesired. We are the so-called undesirables in Esau's eyes. We don't want to be desired in your eyes, man. All right? Trust and believe you will not be desired in our kingdom. You will be at the bottom of the barrel. Okay? The bottom of the barrel. Most definitely. And that's your position. And then you will be destroyed. You will be lower than a cockroach. All right? You will be lower than a fucking cockroach, man. You know what I'm saying? If it was, say, the Edomite's life or say the cockroach, I'm going to say the cockroach. At the end of the damn day. Okay? Verse 14, for out of prison he cometh to reign, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor. Because when the wicked rule, let's get that, it's totally out of order. You got a kingdom, but nobody in your kingdom is happy. So what's the point of having a kingdom? Your subjects are not happy. What do unhappy subjects do? They eventually rebel. Sedition among men. They eventually, right? This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Everybody in our kingdom will be happy. We'll be full of life and wisdom. The title of this lesson is Where Wisdom is Found. And if you don't know now, you can find it on the corners. You can find it on YouTube under GMS and affiliates. Okay? Wisdom crieth out loud in the streets. We're going to get that next. Wisdom crieth in the streets. But you don't want to listen. This is where wisdom is found. It's not found in your damn podcast. It's not found on your damn TED Talks. That's worldly wisdom, yeah. But it's not the wisdom that you need to save your soul. You might take that TED Talk and get ahead in the world, right? But when this world passes away, what the fuck are you gonna do with a TED Talk? Can you break down Revelation 13 chapter? Can you break down Ezekiel the 38th chapter? Do you got that? No, you just got a TED Talker. But I got this TED Talk. The fuck out of here, man. Okay? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Nobody out here want to go to work. Nobody out here want to keep working for the white man. All right? Paying taxes, paying a mortgage, paying a rent. Some people, it's too damn hard. They can't even get a mortgage. They can't even get a house because the way California is set up. And you think people are rejoicing over that? No. People are mourning. Literally, we live in check to check, trying to make it, right? And you know, some brothers got on that mindset, hey, when I can't feed my baby, I got to start taking for somebody else. You know, brothers be on that. When it gets like that, and Esau want that, because they want you to act stupid, so they can put you in the prison house. That's why you got to have this truth. That's why you got to have an understanding of these scriptures. All right? It's wisdom. This is where wisdom is found, in the scriptures. From those that are preaching it and breaking it down. And many people is not doing that. They're not doing that in these wacky-tacky churches, man. All right? I was talking to this person yesterday, and they was talking about, yeah, my church funded by Chick-fil-A. We get free Chick-fil-A, and we give it out. Don't you know Chick-fil-A got the most fucking chemicals of all the establishments? Stupid. Chick-fil-A, it's better to eat a Popeye's chicken sandwich than a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, believe it or not. Because there's less chemicals in that Popeye's chicken sandwich. Okay? It's more chemicals in that Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, about 60-something chemicals. And it's about 40 chemicals in the Popeye's chicken sandwich. But it's just Chick-fil-A has been built up to be a appealing brand, a white brand, a Edomite brand. We closed on Sundays. Sunday ain't even a fucking Sabbath, man. All right? The Shabbat is according to the moon cycles. But those Christians over there at Chick-fil-A don't understand that. How they love you when they putting 60-something chemicals in your damn sandwich to kill you and to give you cancer. How Esau love you when he put damn concrete everywhere. It came out that, and brothers should know this, man, hiking. I love to go hiking, riding horses, being amongst the nature, being amongst the trees and flowers and stuff like that. I love that environment. Being from the country, growing up around that, growing up around trees and stuff like that. So, you know, fuck this concrete. But trees, woodland, the environment like that fights cancer cells. It betters your mood. It makes you a happier person. Being out in nature. Just this sun right here is giving you what? Vitamin D, melatonin, serotonin. It's giving you all these things that you need to live and be happier, have a better mood. So if you work, I noticed, man, I've been working in the yard for like the past 2 weeks, working, and my mood been better. You know what I'm saying? If you busy, you working, you keep some business about yourself, man. You ain't gonna have all this other time to think about this bullshit. All right, stop messing with these bald-headed bitches and get some business about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Brother got a precept. Oh, Shalawam, bro. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham to you. And that brother up there, man. Shalawam. Okay? If you keep some business about yourself, you ain't got too much time to think and worry about all this other stuff. Alright? So, let's take it all the way back to Matthew. Matter of fact, I'll just get it out of the scriptures. Let's take it all the way back to Matthew, the 24th chapter. So as we broke down that we were scattered, so we are everywhere. But this chart is correct because the bulk of the tribes is in Northern America and Southern America, North and South America. Okay? And as you see, Yahawah put the spirit on the Northern Kingdom to come up into Babylon. So salvation will happen here or destruction will happen here. Alright? So Yahawah is basically making it easy. He's putting everybody in one central location. And hey, it just so happened that America, Babylon is the #1 place on the earth for UFO sightings. And then the next place on the earth is Brazil. Right? And we know it's a lot of Asher in Brazil. We was getting to it. Alright, a lot of tribes in Brazil as well. But it's predominantly Asher. Okay? So America is that place. It's that whore. It's that Babylon, right? and it will be destroyed. But before that happens, the righteous of his people will be pulled up out of it via the UFOs, the so-called UFOs, the chariots of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Okay? We ain't leaving on no boats, no corner boats. We ain't leaving on no airplanes. We ain't leaving in no cars. We not walking out of here like we did in the first Exodus. This second Exodus will overshadow the first Exodus. All right? We will leave on chariots. We will be beamed up out of here. But hey, once again, sci-fi. That's what they say. They don't believe it. They don't want to understand it. When we just read it in the scriptures. I'm going to read it one more time. And he shall send his angels, the Halalyam, with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now that's letting you know that they're also going to pick up other Israelites that's in other nations. But predominantly, like we've been saying, the bulk of the tribes is in North America, South America. And they are being gathered into America, Babylon, which is that whore. Okay? At the end of the day, I get your precept, Shalawam. Wisdom of Solomon 5:3, yeah. And they repenting and known for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. And let me get number 2, Salakia. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond that they look for. So it's letting you know. What they call it? Abnormal, you know, X-Men, right? Mutants. That's what they want to call us. Because we're going to have powers. Things of that nature. The strangeness of our salvation. Because before all that happened, the standard shall be lifted. Let's get Isaiah 59:19. Alright, the standard shall be lifted. But once again, Jake can't, it's like Jake don't want to believe in what the scriptures say. We ain't over here making it up. Yeah, man, you're going to be like X-Men. You're going to be like Wolverine. Well, the scriptures say it, though. We're going to have powers. Didn't Yahawashi teleport? Or you over here doubting Thomas, though? You doubting Thomas. I don't believe it till I see the holes in his hands. So I got to... Didn't he teleport in front of him? All right? You don't think we're going to be able to teleport? Right? This type of stuff. Didn't Samson kill 1,000 with a jawbone? You don't want to believe that, though. Didn't David slay 10,000? Didn't his mighty men slay 601 setting, 301 setting, 501 setting? All right? The spear was so stiff in the man's hand, he couldn't even get it off. He couldn't get the spear, he couldn't remove it. These are powers, bro. Didn't Elijah run in front of the horse, run in front of the chariot? He ran back to the city. And man, horses are fast. That's why these cars, they're talking about horsepower, right? Horses are fast, but he was faster than a horse. Faster than in a chariot of horses. That's a couple horses together. That's about 2 horses or 4 horses together pulling a chariot. And Elijah was faster than all of them. Didn't that happen? Didn't he make fire come down from the heaven? All of this is through the strength and power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Are these not powers? Are these not abnormal? Right? Talking about mutants. Come on, man. We shall mount up with wings like eagles. We shall be able to fly, teleport, the Flash, Superman, super strength. We could keep going on about all the supernatural things that happen in the scriptures. But if you a Jake and you don't believe these things, you just not going to believe. It don't matter how many scriptures or characters we bring up. All right? Because you don't believe, because you don't got no faith. You will be sitting here talking about Moses ain't part the Red Sea. He ain't do that. The Gulf of Suez. He didn't do that. That didn't happen. Like, come on, bro. That's how these people be thinking, though. All right, let's get the precepts. The water. All right, Ezekiel 39:25. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah power, now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob, and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, and will be jealous for my holy name. After that, they have borne their shame and all their trespasses, whereby they have trespassed against me, when they dwelt safely in their land, and none made them afraid. Every nation used to come to us and borrow from us. Jake is in such of a love of the slave master. They don't believe that that will happen again, where every nation has to come and bow down to us. Hey, can I get some sugar? Can I get some honey? Can I get, you know what I'm saying? We gonna be out here lending once again. All right? And they gonna have to bring what? The order of Melchizedek. They gonna have to bring 10 parts of everything. I'm talking about they women, they cattle, they sugar. All right? It'll be a privilege for a heathen to have his daughter to be an Israelite's concubine. That would be a privilege. Lord, Lord, please take my daughter, please. That's how they're gonna be, on hands and knees. Lord, take my daughter, please. But Jake don't see it though. Jake can't get it though. Nah, that ain't gonna happen, man. We ain't gonna be kings and priests like you say in Revelations, the 1st chapter. That ain't gonna happen. Shut up, man. What? That ain't gonna happen. All right, Jake don't want to believe. Okay? None shall make them afraid. We wasn't afraid under King Solomon, under King David. We was conquering, man. We was conquering heavy. Ezekiel 39 and 27. When I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemies' lands, and am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations. That's all to glorify the Heavenly Father. He will lift us up to glorify his name, to glorify him. Here, these are my kids. These are my sons. The sons of Yahawah, Yasharahla, the princes of the power. These are them. I'm glorifying them to glorify me. That's what he's gonna do. So the whole world will know his name. How does the whole world know his name? Because we glorify his name. If you're not standing on the name, then how the fuck is you glorifying him, man? How? It ain't no Most High Christ blessed, bro. It's Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. If you ain't glorifying him, he's not gonna bring you up. He's not gonna lift you up. You don't deserve it. All right? You don't. These niggas don't deserve it. 28. Then shall they know that I am Yahawah their power, which causeth them to be led into captivity among the heathen. But I have gathered them unto their own land, and have left none of them any more there. Neither will I hide my face anymore. And it's no Israelite left behind, no remnant, no elect member left behind. At the end of the day, Esau be talking about no child left behind. Everybody get left behind by this wicked ass system. You know, that's why Nero is dismantling in the bullshit. It's been bullshit ever since, who started it? Rockefeller, back in I think 1920 something, right? Starting this mess so everybody would be in a zombie mind state. All right, that zombie mind state. Ezekiel 39 and 29. Neither will I hide my face any more from them, for I have poured out my spirit upon the house of Israel, saith Yahawah power. That's in Joel the 2nd chapter. All right, he will pour out his spirit upon us, where we will dream dreams and see visions. The brother GMS Goodly Heritage, right, had a beautiful vision of the angel of death, all right, coming through. That Passover angel coming through. And that's what's going to take place. Israelites are going to start dropping like flies. It might be because it's because of Yahawah at the end of the day. But whatever type of, because you be judged upon your deeds, upon your works, you are judged. So one of your works could be taking that jabby jab, right? Drop your ass like a fly. All right? We saw George Foreman, Mr. Get a Grill, right? And he was a pastor preaching in the name of Jesus Christ, right? Until that came to naught, then he had to go fight again. And in his 50s, I believe. Whether or not like 50s or 40s, he was old as hell, old as dirt. He just got took out of here at 76. What was he pushing? Because you emotional ass Israelites gonna be like, why you gotta talk about George Foreman? What was he pushing though? He was pushing that jabby jab on people. He was a sponsor. He was telling people to go and take it. So you telling people to go and unalive themselves, basically. All right? The scriptures say you should not insert, make no marks upon your flesh, or insert. You should not be taking those things that Esau is trying to inject in you. Stop going to these death houses, man. Hospitals. They are set up to destroy you. Learn about your herbs. Learn about the herbs, about the fruits, about the vegetables, man. The elders out here always pushing herbs, health, fruits, and vegetables. All right? Always. So take care of yourself. Fast. Don't be a glutton. Don't overeat. Too much meat, too much starch, too much dairy, too much bread. It's going to cause you to be sick. It's going to allow inflammation in your body. That's what it's turning into. All right? Don't you know that all that stuff turns into inflammation? And that's in, what? Sirach 30, either 37 or 38, Salaki. You know, don't overdo it on the meats. If a brother want to get it in the comment board, you know, Baba Kishar. All right, Romans 3:3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief? Did I finish that up? Yeah, I finished that up. So, Salakia, Romans 3:3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faithful power without effect? No, we don't care if you believe. We don't give a damn if you believe it's truth or not. Let's get Ezekiel the 3rd chapter. Okay, we don't care. Your belief don't help my salvation. You know? Now, when one sinner turns away from his sins, yeah, the whole heavens rejoice. And that's a beautiful thing. But, hey, if you don't want to get it, if you don't want to get with it, hey, as long as I didn't do the job wrong, ain't no problem. I stood here, taught these scriptures, did what I was supposed to do. I showed brotherly love. I helped. But after 2 admonitions, brother, a brick wall, he just gonna be a brick wall. If Yahawah don't want to pull him, then it's not his. Hey, Yahawashi said, and I'm about to butcher this, but all mine are thine, all thine are mine, right? So if they not his, they don't supposed to come, you know? So you can't, it ain't about getting your mama, your auntie, your uncle, your little cousin that you grew up with, who y'all used to shoot ball with, and and he'll take, nah, he might not. It's not about who you want, but it's about who Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has already chosen from the foundations of the earth. If you didn't get picked, you didn't get plucked, then that ain't it. All right, this is Ezekiel the 3rd chapter. And here for a bear. Right here, we're gonna start at 8. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. As an adamant, harder than flint, have I made thy forehead, and they stiff-necked, they stubborn, they don't want to listen. Fear them not, right? Neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. We stand on these corners with no fear, confident in this truth. Confidence is essential. It's needed. You can't do this work without truly believing. Because confidence is faith. You hoping, you believing, you trusting in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Every time before I go live, do anything, man, I ask Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi to give me those words. I say a quick prayer to help me, to push the words in me, to make sure I come right. All right? We not doing this on our own account. You got some brothers that, are trying to build up their own righteousness. And that's all going to come to naught. Because you're not seeking Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right, one second. Let me check my time. Oh, shit. I got 5 minutes. I got to slide. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Okay, verse 10. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thine heart, and hear with thine ears, and go get thee to them of the captivity until the children of thy people, and speak unto them, and tell them, thus saith Yahawah power, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. So your belief does not make this truth not the truth. I don't believe in that. I believe in vegetarianism. I believe in vegan. How the fuck you gonna keep the Passover? If you a vegan, yeah, come on, man. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi has ordained meats that you can eat already. That's in what? 1 Timothy 4th chapter, I believe. They shall, you know, turn away from meats. They shall stop marrying and turn away from meats, loosely quoted. It's all prophesied. That vegan, vegetarian, that's all prophesied. That you was gonna do that. We see through you guys. We see through all this stuff. And a lot of that vegan, vegetarian stuff has a lot of soy in it, messing up your hormones, making you soft as a bitch. But you ain't looking at the labels though, because you're not diligent. Being diligent means you diligent in every aspect of your life. Alright? You looking at labels. You judging a chick. If you messing with her, you looking for red flags. Alright, you checking all this stuff. Nah, I pulled up. She wasn't ready to go. I told her I'd be here at 3:30. She said she's still doing her damn makeup. Hell no. She inconsiderate as a bitch. It's these little things, man. You know what I'm saying? You being diligent in every aspect of your life. And it will help you. I'm gonna get these precepts and then we're gonna wrap it up. Romans 3 and 4. God forbid, power forbid, yea, let power be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightiest overcome when thou art judged. And I remember this wacky tacky Christian try to use that to say that let power be true and every man a liar, to say that we liars up here or whatever. These damn Christians, bro, they take these scriptures and try to use them in every which way to be deceitful. And manipulate the word. Cursed be the man that uses the word of Yahawah deceitfully. And one that keeps his sword back from blood. Loosely quoting Jeremiah. So y'all can do it how you want to, but it's not gonna work. Twist the scriptures all you want to, it's not gonna work. Trust and believe that. You are cursed. You are plagued in your mind. And that's the worst type of plague. The plague of the mind and the plague of a wicked ass woman. And I pray all you 2/3 get both of those. Alright? Ecclesiasticus 17 and 9. He gave them to glory in his marvelous acts forever, that they might declare his works with understanding. And that's what we're doing. To be a prophet means to speak it before it comes. So if you ain't telling people what's about to happen, how you a real prophet? Or you going telling them lies? You telling them famine, you telling them famine and pestilence is not going to come to the land. When 100% is coming and it's here. I used to go to Sprout. I go to Sprout sometimes and they ain't got no eggs. And I still go to Stater Brothers and they got eggs. They're a little bit more expensive, you know, but they got them. But that famine is coming. They talking about we don't know when we gonna get our eggs back, egg shortage, etc., etc. I'm like, damn, the chickens quit? Did the chickens quit working? They said, the chickens on strike? What's going on with that shit? All right? You know, and eggs got everything you need in it except vitamin D. It's really a superfood. You know, eggs is a major food. You know, so, hey, you know, that's just a little bonus. All right, Ecclesiasticus 17 and 10. And the elect shall praise his holy name. So it's letting you know, we ain't never ever gonna say out of our mouth, we don't know the name. We stand boldly on the name Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. We're gonna tell it to whoever it is. All right? If you don't want to accept it, that's you. As the brother put earlier, Romans 3 and 3. Hey, God forbid, it don't matter what you think. If you don't believe the truth, you don't believe the truth. That's you. That's not us. The name is still the name. The doctrine is still the doctrine. The truth is still the truth. Ephesians the 4th chapter, man. It's only one truth, one faith, one baptism. You know what I'm saying? 1 Peter 4 and 17. I was thinking about that one earlier. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of power. And if it first begin at us, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and if your bloodline goes back to Jacob, if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of power. Most definitely. All right. So you can precept that with Ezekiel 9:4-6. All right. He's gonna start at his house first. He's gonna start at our people first. Yeah, these heathens gonna get it, but he gotta get his house in order first. That's what we was pushing through the Pesach, man. Get your house in order. Get your house in order. How you gonna check somebody else? You out here preaching, teaching, but your shit ain't in order. You telling somebody, hey, you know, take care, get your woman right, but your woman out here doing bullshit. You gotta check yourself. So get your house in order. And first and foremost, your house is your body, your mind, yourself, your strength, everything that you doing with your temple. If you full of wicked deeds, you eating unclean, you can't tell nobody not to eat unclean. So you got to check yourself first. And this is what Yahawah is doing. He's checking his house first. And then he's going to go handle these heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? So he's sifting and purging out of his house first. And that's beautiful. All right? Just because you're an Israelite don't mean you're going to be saved. And just because you go up to, just because you listen and you resonate, the scriptures is resonating with you, don't mean that you saved. That's what enduring until the end means. All right, Matthew 24:13. You got to endure until the end. You can't give up. It's about stamina, spiritual endurance. That's why we work out. That's why we do these workouts. That's why we do the lessons. Don't just be no weekend warrior. Don't just hit the corner on the weekend or whatever, and then all throughout the week, you don't forgot about Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You might as well go back to Christianity and just go to church on Sunday, man. You just want to do shit on the weekend. Nah, man, every single day you should be trying to edify the sheep. Don't you think they get hungry? Don't you get hungry every day? Don't you go eat? Come on now. All right. Let me see. Dang, bro, you got a lot more. I'm gonna get a couple. All right. Ecclesiasticus 37:28. For all things are not profitable for all men, neither have every soul pleasure in everything. Hey, some things may be lawful for us, but all is not expedient. Precepting that, most definitely. So just because you can have multiple wives don't mean you should. If you ain't in the right position for that, if you ain't even producing works how you supposed to, you don't need another woman. Because Deuteronomy 17:17, that'll take your heart away from Yahawah by dealing with a woman and another woman. Dealing with a woman, you gotta please her, right? In that sense, you have an obligation to take care of that household. Especially when you start getting kids, you obligated to feed those kids and take care of those kids, spend time with those kids, raise them up the proper and correct way. If you gotta have that balance. So you shouldn't be out here making bucket loads of kids and getting bucket loads of women, man. All right? You know what I'm saying? If you got that burning desire, get one wife and be cool with that. Shalawam to the brother GMS Fruitful Works. He did a lesson yesterday talking about be content with what you have. Be content with what you have, man. With what you got. Be grateful. Because that insatiable spirit, it's really a demon, can jump on brothers and you be like, more. That's an Edomite type spirit, man. That's a demon. You don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Be happy with what you have. All right, 29. Be not unsatiable for any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats. Ate the water, quoted it, the water forgetting it from you. For excess of meats bringeth sickness, and safeting will turn into chola. By safeting, how many perish? But he that taketh heed prolongeth his life. And that's really speaking about having a balance. You can eat the meat. You can eat the deer. You can eat the beef. You can eat the lamb. Yeah, you can eat it and make it good, taste good and all that. But don't do it every single day. Take a break. Allow your body to chill. Fast. Right? Eat some fruit. Eat some salad. Eat some nuts. There's a lot of things out there to eat, and they are good. I recently got some pecans, man, and be tearing them up. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's keep it going. Jeremiah 48:10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of Yahawah deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his blood from keepeth back his sword from blood. And that sword is the scriptures. You keeping them back. You not telling people what they need to do. You scared to rebuke. You scared to correct. Okay? You got to check. We check one another. We help one another. Accountability. You know what I'm saying? If it's needed, right? Sure, we all have been rebuked before and corrected before. Proverbs 18 and 10, last scripture. The name of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. So that hedge of protection, like Job, it was a hedge of protection around him, right? You know, when Satan wanted to come with a challenge and all of that, whatever it be. But Yahawah had that hedge of protection. And also Yahawah had, because man's goings is of Yahawah, so Yahawah already knew. I ain't gonna let him fold, I ain't gonna let him break. I got a spirit in him. And he's already been built up. He's gonna serve me, right? We in Jacob's trouble, we gonna be some mini Jobs. We may go through things that's hard to deal with. For the normal man, the average man, he would have been took his life. He would have been unalived himself. He would have been, you know what I'm saying? I can't do this no more. You know what I'm saying? Crying like a bitch. But us, we've been built up. Our spirit has been built up. Our faith has been built up. We ready. We've been preparing for it. That don't mean prepping. That don't mean you carnally prepping. No, that don't mean you prepping in that way. But spiritually, we are built up. All right? So, hey, man, with that being said, I'm going to turn to the east, face Jerusalem. All praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone that rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth. Shalawam, shalawam to the hopeful elect. As always, Kwam Yasharahla and a Baba Bar to this wicked kingdom. I pray that this bitch falls soon and we can get up out of here. Brothers, I know y'all feeling the exact same way, man. Shalawam and the water for all the precepts, the water for all the help. Shalawam.